Batman is a crime fighter, a detective, millionaire playboy, kung fu genius who began his journey into pop culture and comic books. And eventually, enough people in the good old 60s decided they liked Batman enough to put him in a television series, which was obviously downplayed from the comics to make it more comedic. Fast forward to the 90s, and there was an animated television series about Batman, and arguably it was the best depiction of Batman, even to this day. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I watched it as a kid. Then there were a bunch of movies, which some were great, and others were... Then of course there are the Batman video games. There's a Batman video game for pretty much every system out there that's ever come out, and they've all seemed to be pretty much overlooked until the Arkham Asylum games came out, which redefined what it was to feel like Batman. You know, ever since then, the Batman games that have followed have been pretty much more or less well received by the gaming community. I, of course, being a Sega Genesis fan, wanted to know how well the Batman games of the past did in comparison, taking in mind the time period in which they were made. So I'm gonna go down the list of every Batman game ever made for the Genesis and play them until I beat them. I've actually owned two different Batman games for the Sega Genesis, and one of them I consider to be one of the best games on the platform. And the other one I used to have, I hold a really strong grudge for, because I was never able to beat it, and I tried a lot as a kid. Now I'm a man with many experience points under my belt. You know, I'm looking forward with cautious optimism to playing and beating all of the Batman games for the Sega Genesis. So look forward to part 1 of the next installment of the Genesis Belt series, All of the Batmans.